public housing has been steady, but private, both landed. Now, landed is very limited in Singapore. We have a very small percentage of landed housing. Everybody is pretty much living in condominiums, and but that has also been increasing. The private landed supply has been increasing for the past decade, and government, I think for the next 5 years, we will see the public housing mark going up also, because government is ramping up supply, simply because there will be more immigrants for the next couple of years. Key factors, if you ask me, is low cost of financing and very, very attractive offers to foreign investors to invest in Singapore. MAS, which is our Monetary Authority of Singapore, has reduced the loan to value ratio in terms of buying properties, how much you can actually borrow. Your gearing has to be much lower. On the first housing loan, it's still 80% or 60%, but on the second housing loan, it's come down to 50 or 30. And this is dropped from 60 to 40. And on the third house, it's 40 or 20. Now this is where quite a bit of high-end investors are hit. This is the rest of Singapore. This is the downtown core. And this is the outside central region, the core central region, and the rest of central region. Rest of central region means the city fringe, the areas that are surrounding the city. This is Sentosa, where we've also seen massive price increases over there. I mean, Sentosa, David, correct me if I'm wrong, about 5-6 years ago, it was like, you know, you can buy a bungalow there for about 2 million, 3 million. Today it's like 15 million, 20 million dollars. And these are leasehold, not freehold. But the only difference is foreigners can buy landed in Sentosa. So that so it shows that the foreign demand for landed is very strong, or even though it's leasehold. But our property that we are looking at today is in the downtown core. Luxury apartments, 4 million above, which is very relevant to this property, has seen a spike even in 4Q. The number of units that has been purchased is 242, and this is after the loan tenure has been reduced. So you know, I think right now, So for the first purchase right now, even previously PRs were not hit, but now PRs have to pay an additional 5%. This is in addition to the 3% that's on top. Foreigners used to be 10, now they go up to 15. Now, this is where the government has been quite fair, because many foreigners have been crying foul that, hey, you're charging us to invest in your country. But, so this time the government has penalized some Singaporeans also. So your second property purchase, 7%, which is very, very high. I mean, for a Singaporean being, previously they were speculating. So now the market, this has completely wiped out speculation in the market. There's no more flipping of properties, and properties gains are more sustainable. So you have, this is the one that's the hardest hit for foreigners. It's constant beat, their second or third property and onwards. But to PRs has been revised to 10% for the second property onwards. So those who have been investing and those who have decided to make Singapore their home, most of them converted to PR. The government is preventing them from speculating. They don't want that kind of speculation to create a bubble that has happened in the past. And again, to be fair, Singaporeans are also being hit. So 10% for a third property now, this is really very, very high. So which means that first-time buyers in Singapore, those resident Singaporeans who are first-time buyers, they benefit from this. And that has been seen in the past 3 months. We have seen a spike in first-time buyers buying properties in Singapore. 2010, it went up to as high as 5,000 square feet. And we're not talking about 1 or 2 transactions. We're talking about many transactions hitting $5,000 per square foot. Most of them were around $3,500 to $4,000 per square foot. Right now, Core Central, 2005 to 2008. This is probably the most bankable time to buy Core Central, because it hasn't moved for the last couple of years. So Singaporeans, still the highest buyers, which tells you that the confidence level in the property market, especially in the 4 million band and above. PRs, still buying, still going up. Foreigners and corporate, okay, now recently we saw a lot of transactions from foreign funds, corporate transactions, but foreigners are still buying, and this is as the 4th quarter 2012, after so many measures were introduced. So it shows that regardless of the government introducing so many measures, concurrently, the government is also making investments into the economy, infrastructure, and bringing in new investments into the country. So the confidence level is still being boosted, even though the property market is such an important thing for Singapore government. So for them to introduce this kind of measures and take the risk of property collapsing, it's too big a risk. So it's a very calculated measure in a sense that they don't want unnecessary speculation to be creating a bubble, like maybe what's happening a bit in China right now. But at the same time, they make sure that each time they introduce a measure, they bring in different industries, create new business parks and new, like right now the trend in Singapore is we have a new entire zone called Biopolis, Mediapolis. We're getting foreign studios to come and set up a shop there. And for those industries who find Singapore a bit too costly for their backroom offices, the government is also encouraging, hey, go to Iskandar, because intelligent industries have to stay in Singapore, and these are high worth yielding industries. So if you are unable to pay that kind of cost, the government encourages. It's working with the Malaysian government to create so many corridors, investment corridors in Iskandar area, for them to have either their back offices or their entire showroom. So the government is very confident of bringing in all the new industries to support. And